Hello, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, and everybody else under the rainbow of our wonderful community. How are you doing today? We are back with another day of sexy, spicy September. Today, we are looking at Once Upon an Earl. As always, this is a VOD from Twitch. So today we're live on Twitch with chat, and we have a little bit of a new layout so that you guys can read Twitch chat as I'm playing the game. If you guys want to see these games being played live, links are down in the description to my Twitch channel. I'm live Friday and Saturday and sometimes Monday if I can, get the energy after work. Along with all the info for the game down below that we're playing. Once again, we're playing Once Upon an Earl, which is a historical fiction visual novel featuring romance in the form of three gentlemen and action. Okay. This game is a collective effort put together by a team of historical nerds and enthusiasts with me starting it all, which is the dev. Not only does this game feature gorgeous backgrounds and loving personalities, but a classical soundtrack coming to apps near you. Our story follows Noelle Culpepper, who in a world where women are considered lower than men, stakes her claim and conceals herself behind a male identity. Yes! Yes! The amount of stories that where women have to pretend to be men. Yes. I love the cross-dressing. Yes! Fuck yeah! Okay, I'm in. After striking fame and fortune with her butler, Everly, she is soon thrown into the whirlwind of drama involving the cocky Earl of Darlington and a strange blue-haired gentleman. So just a few features. There's 3 different routes, 3 different lovers, and 3 different soundtracks tailored to their personalities. So we're gonna have good-ass songs, because we've had this in the background the entire time, and it hasn't annoyed me. Beautifully illustrated backgrounds from a cozy office to a vast ballroom, classical soundtrack, and 2 CGIs with more to come out after release. There's also some voice acting because I saw some actors, so that's going to be interesting as well. Guys, and with that, shall we not only jump into the game, but show you the new layout? I'm super excited. Check it! We got chat, we got color, we got game. YouTube, let me know what you think of this. If the game is big enough, if we like this, or if I should go over to the old version. I just like this because now you guys can look at chat, and chat can say hi! Chat, do you want to say hi to YouTube? Guys, I did it. Yo, whoever put one time, I've done it again. Y'all are good. I don't know if anyone's gonna get points, because everyone thought I could do it. Y'all are good. Good evening, Danish. You just woke up 20 minutes ago? Well, welcome. Nothing better than a Reaper stream to wake up to. Let me do some finagling. Okay, guys, so just quick settings. I have the music to half. We have the voices up. Display is always windowed for me. Let's see, I think the next update that I'm going to do for my tech stuff is going to be getting a second monitor. Okay, so let's go with a new game, Once Upon an Earl. Look at the eyes! Ah, those are really pretty. I love the sparkles. I love whatever cutout we've done here. I guess to show kind of we're into like a cutscene kind of thing, maybe? I don't know if those will go away. We have the history, the auto, the save. All that stuff is over here. Earl Culpepper. That's Earl. Is that me? Am I already changing my identity? Voices up could be a mistake. Ah, it hasn't been a mistake before. I don't know what you're talking about. Were you here last night? That was not a mistake. I don't know if this is a femme or a mask, so we're just gonna go with a normal voice. A ring made of the shiniest diamonds, a rare painting of several angels, a goblet lathered with jewels. Goodness, this list is impressive. How many times has this phantom thief slipped through the tips of our fingers? No, it's a girl. Okay, it's a femme. That sounded like a femme sigh. A sigh escapes my lips as I reach for the cup of tea situated next to the letter on my desk. It is brewed to perfection, as always and expected. The calming scent of Earl Grey wafts up my nose, quelling some of my irritation. Taking a sip, I pick up the newspaper once again, skimming through its contents. In bold letters, the headline reads, "The Phantom Menace strikes again." Or, I'm just gonna say again. I didn't need to say again, but I said again anyway. I think I was a little bit onto the fact of the Phantom Menace, and my mind went, Star Wars! Chotomate, I'm actually going to... Can I... Oh no, it's not gonna let me. I was gonna see if I can make this a little bit smaller because it's hard to see chat, but I cannot. Therefore, I will not. Indeed, the Phantom Menace strikes once again, and along with it, an abundance of rumors. As if on cue, just as I finish my half-hearted remark, a knock resounds from the door. I look up at the door for a brief moment in response before bringing my attention back to the newspaper. You may enter. The door promptly opens upon my words, revealing a well-dressed man whose hands are resting on his chest as a greeting. His head is also dipped slightly, as a butler should be. Okay, so when we're kind of in a cutscene-ish thing, we have the tears on the side, and then when we're kind of in the story, like talking to other people, we have a full frame of picture, I guess, background. The clothing for these characters are really interesting too. His head is also dipped slightly, as a butler should be. I don't know if I read that, but I did it again. Okay, so the coloring, I thought that was... Okay, that's us. Okay. So, whatever brings you here, Everly. I've simply come to see if you're doing all right, as it seems you have not left your room in quite a while now, milady. Would you care for an afternoon dessert by any chance? If only I had the luxury to enjoy a dessert at this time. Unfortunately, I have been preoccupied with all these recent heists that have been the center of attention. Everly's tone is light, and I can see his lips pulled into a polite yet subtle teasing smile.
So you are aware of the news, my lady?
Okay, there's another game I played recently, and it's up on YouTube called Impolite Society. I can't be falling for the butlers in both. I cannot have that clear of a type. I'll be honest, the looks don't do anything for me in this so far, but the voice. That's just the butler, yeah. There's always time for cake. How's the sound, chat? The food, the baked goods. Nah, you can say what you want. YouTube can see you now, and it's too late. Cake is a lie. Let me remind you that while I may not be able to go outside, I am by no means a hermit simply living under a rock. Indeed, such is the burden of keeping an important secret. Should I address you as sir instead from now on, perhaps? I narrow my eyes, a frown forming on my lips. You're already fully aware of my situation, are you not? As such, you have no reason to address me as something you know I'm not. Sounds good, awesome. Despite my irritation, which I don't bother in the slightest to conceal, Everly gives a meaningful smile that is laced with mild amusement. I hope you can accept my apology, milady. I can assure you what I said was purely in jest. Oh, is that what truly in jest... Excuse me. Oh, if that was truly in jest, as you say, then it should be within reason for me to receive a formal letter of apology from you on this matter. If a letter of apology is your wish, I will write one with full compliance, as you know. As you can see, I already have enough on my hands to read at the moment. I have no need to add an apology letter to that. I wave my hand in a dismissive gesture, once again turning my attention back to my desk and picking up the letter. Dear Earl Culpepper, please excuse me for my lack of greeting, but I presume you have already heard about the ongoing incidents involving the Phantom Menace. His antics have brought my closest confidants to a dead end, leaving no traces of evidence. The Phantom Menace has been causing excessive mayhem that needs to be stopped. I hope you understand the dire circumstances, but I must request your immediate assistance. You'll be compensated a minimum of 100 guineas? I only know that as guinea pig? That's the only time I've seen that word. I apologize. Oh my god, why do I want to be actually given 100 guinea pigs? I don't need money. Give me 100 guinea pigs, please. Guinea pig would be so cute, guys. Possibly more, should the Phantom Menace be in our hands apace. Sincerely, name R. Attached to the letter is a calling card as well. I flip the letter to view the card. It doesn't contain any particularly useful information that can contribute to this case, but nonetheless I skim through it. A small treasure surrounded by golden vines. An emerald green lake shines bright. That could be a hiding place, a meeting place. Yet for most, its beauty goes unnoticed, for it remains hidden from prying eyes. Perhaps the time has come to liberate it from its cage, cut it from its ties, and let it serve someone new. I can't stop a small chuckle as I set the calling card down as well. And it is at this moment Everly chooses to speak. It would appear your help is requested by the Queen for you to handle the predicament regarding the infamous Phantom Menace, milady. The Queen requests me to do it? Oh, how distressful she must be toward her loyal corgis. Truly tragic, I must say. The Queen has dispatched them to investigate the case, but the results were fruitless. As such, she is now turning to her watchdog. Yes! Oh my god, this is Black Butler! I am fucking Earl PHANTOMHIVE! I am the fuck yeah! This is Black Butler and I'm game. Let's go! Or perhaps it would be more accurate to say her poodle. I hate you. You're funny, but I hate you. Well now, I digress, as I'll take this case that has been stumping all of the upper class for quite a while now. I shake my head, placing the letter back down before muttering to myself. Goodness, to think they have now pushed all the work to me. Though my words are meant to be a complaint to myself, Everly ends up hearing me and responds to my comment. How low they must stoop to be incapable of catching the Phantom Menace on their own, despite all of his flashy and eccentric methods. Although it somewhat pains me to admit, I would have to agree. They seem to lose all trails whenever the Phantom Menace is involved. His name is truly fitting. He simply comes and goes, leaving no trace behind him, keeping his identity hidden beneath a mask. He even has the audacity to send letters of where his next heist will occur. I take it you will accept this case without qualms or complaints? You should know me by now, Everly. This is a request from the Queen herself. Though such as herself offer big rewards, It physically pains me to turn away the money, especially if the task is to get rid of a problem of this caliber. I am aware of your character, as it is no different from any other human, drawn to and drowned by greed. Everly chuckles without concealing a mocking undertone, maintaining a polite posture with his hand on his chest. Is there something wrong with that? Surely you are also similar in some sense? After all, you're here, sticking by my side as my loyal butler. Would you still be here if you did not end up receiving something of value from our engagement? Is that a rhetorical question by chance? A corner of my lip quirks up, but I conceal it by sitting my elbows on my desk. I then intertwine my fingers together, position them so they are in front of my lips, obscuring the other's view. It would make no difference. We both know the answer already. Everly chooses not to reply, and so I, too, fall into silence. It stays like that for a few moments. I stay by your side because your wish is my command. Why couldn't that have been voiced? That would have been a really good voice line, that's all I'm saying. That would have been a good voice line. It's my job to help you fulfill your ambitions in life. So at the end of it all, you can pay the price without any regrets. Are you implying you think of me as someone with a pile of regrets before me? I formed a contract with you not because I have regrets, but because I see this as an opportunity. To not do so would be my regret that you speak of. With my resolute words, we fall into silence once again. But in the end, I speak again, this time switching the topic. Anyway, did you have any other purpose in coming here, or did you simply wish to check in with me and engage in small talk? Because if that is all, you are dismissed. There is actually one thing before I leave. A matter to consider regarding this case, if you will. I raise my brow in response. What could the so-called matter be? What do you have in mind? I plan on departing promptly to handle this case. My voice trails off as I reach for the cup again to take another much-needed sip of tea. I head to freezing in place when I hear him speak, my eyes widening as I process each word that passes through his lips. So, again, it's just tiny details of facial expressions changing during conversations that just bring Otome games to a next level in my mind. So, the eyes widening and the smile when, even though it was telling me that we were hiding it, she had the smile on. That stuff is really good to me. I would suggest you present yourself not as the Earl, but rather as a countess. Okay, he wants me to go femme. Why? It feels as though his words echo in my mind, and I cannot help but place the teacup on the table a bit harder than usual. The tea swishes in the porcelain cup, almost spilling out. I stare at Everly with narrowed eyes, sending him the sharpest glare I could muster. To my that word though. Fuck! It seems to hardly ruffle his feathers. Excuse me? Would you prefer going out in public under the guise of an Earl? Someone you are not? It's not that. Then what is it? You are aware of my predicament, are you not? Never have I mentioned that I would prefer going out in public as an Earl. And as a countess? Surely that is in jest. It surprises me you reckon me as someone who would jest about a case that has been so plaguing these past months. The Earl Darlington is hosting a party in a week, in which the Phantom Menace will make his next move. Would it not be better to blend in with the other countesses there? His counter-argument does little to sway me, and I only scoff back in response. I am not so incapable that I have to resort to such means. Whenever did I say you were incapable, my lady? You never said it directly, but you were implying it. I believe we may have reached a misunderstanding. Oh, just great. Irritation blooms at my chest, and it shows as I tap my index finger rhythmically on the desk. So, tell me, what exactly did I misunderstand? I never made such a suggestion to imply you were incapable. It's simply a more efficient option, I would imagine. Does the prospect of getting the job done fast, and thereby receiving the reward faster, not appeal to you, my lady? Of course it does. I'd rather not go out as a countess, though. When Everly realizes this conversation is only going in persistent circles, he goes silent for a few moments. It looks like he's thinking about his next course of action. And if you were paid to do so? He really knows how to play his cards.
If it must be.
Nice! I like her voice. That's a good choice for her. I suppose it would depend on how much you're offering. A generous sum if need be. The offer slowly draws me in despite my hesitation to go through with presenting myself as a countess. You sure are persistent. My voice doesn't come out as more than a small grumble, laced with irritation. Why, thank you, milady. I pride myself in efficiency. That was not a compliment. Anyway, how much? For the next few minutes, we negotiate on how much I will get paid in exchange for complying with the idea of going out as a lady. In that time, I'm able to calm myself down a bit, quelling my exasperation. Eventually, when we reach an agreement, I sit back in my seat, lifting my hand to wave in a dismissive manner. You are dismissed. I'd like some time to myself. The other hesitates for a moment, but then he dips in a bow before he leaves the room, gently closing the door behind him. When I hear the click of the door shutting, I slump back in the cushions of my seat. Dressing as a lady isn't exactly thrilling to me. On the other hand, though, I would be dishonest to say I enjoy my life as an earl. I dip my head slightly and close my eyes for a moment to recompose myself, and then I look up at the ceiling. The chandelier hanging from the heart of the ceiling illuminates its decorations, and for a while, I opt to stare up at it with a blank mind. For my own sake, I should make this as quick as possible. I will be rewarded generously as well, so I'm confident it will be worth the trouble. In spite of my pep talk, a sigh still escapes from my lips. There's a heavy sensation in my chest, as if someone has taken my heart and tried to pull it out harshly from my chest. It's hard to explain it in words, but it's almost as though my body is challenging my thoughts and warning me of something to come. What that something is, I can only imagine at this point. If only things were truly that simple. I spare a glance at the letter lying on the table, which serves as a reminder of the upcoming party hosted by Earl Darlington. If the Phantom Menace truly attacks, I will have his head. Ooh! 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 Okay! Oh, I love it! I love it! I want to know why we dress as a mask in the first place. Because I actually thought we would be femme and then we would be dressing mask. But it seems that we are femme dressing mask, but now we're having to dress femme again. So I kind of want to know why. Guineas are an old UK currency? Oh, okay. Yes, the negotiator. A guinea was a coin minted in Great Britain between 1663 and 1814 that contained approximately 1/4 of an ounce of gold. Okay. It's called a guinea. I don't know if I'm still pronouncing that right, but I'm still gonna imagine a guinea pig. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna imagine guinea pigs. But have you considered a bag of money, milady? I have, and I see you're a bag of money, and I offer you dressing in women's clothing. A week passes by in what feels like a flash, perhaps because I've been so preoccupied with preparations. In lieu of slacks, I'm now in a dress, and in place of boots are now heels. I haven't worn women's clothes in such a long time that it now feels foreign to me. Everly had brought in the dress, saying it would surely look flawless on me, as its color suited my character, bold and noble. The day has finally come. I hear the carriage stop in front of a large, glamorous manor that practically oozes with wealth. The plan begins now. We are? Everly was right? We're so fucking pretty? The eyes get me every time. Did we color our hair lighter? I love this. I love this. I love this hair ornament thing. I kind of want this dress. Guys, should I make this dress? Should I just cosplay from Otome games? No one would know what character I am, but you know, I would get to wear pretty dresses and suits because I would also make the outfit that she was wearing before. Oh, I need me to hydrate. Everly has a crush on us, right? Everyone, okay, let's be honest, everyone has a crush on us. We're the MC. Have I already mentioned how absolutely stunning you look? No, not as far as I can recall. Lady, it changed our name to Lady Culpepper. Everly steps out of the carriage first before turning around to extend a hand to me. A charming yet unreadable smile playing on his lips. I cannot fall for another butler. Again, I can't.
Truly a splendid choice for a party such as this, my lady.
This game's like, you can't, can you? Can we offer you a voice line in these trying times? Ah! Well then, I dare say you look quite stunning. That sounds backhanded. I only hold the most genuine of intentions. I shoot him a subtle, half-hearted glare before recomposing myself. Well, it's about time you start acting like my chaperone, rather than my suitor who flatters me to no end. Everly's eyes narrow in amusement.
Of course.
They chose good. Yep, they chose good for him. Okay, so one thing is that I love both arts, but to have kind of darker, which almost looks black hair in like these scenes, and then she seems to have like brown hair in like the special sides. You know what I mean? But oh, the outfit still looks amazing. The hair looks. Did we put in extensions? I think we had to put in extensions, right? As I stride into the room, I notice a couple of ladies turn toward me, pausing their own conversations to throw a curious glance my way before whispering to each other once again. Being in the presence of so many nobles who all hold their heads high and stand with an almost stiffly straight posture naturally makes me want to do the same. This dress really is effective at making me stand out. Just as planned. Shall I relay that to the seamstress? After this whole fiasco with the Phantom Menace is over. The ballroom is so grand that I pause for a moment just to let the bright scenery, illuminated by chandeliers that seem like they would cost a fortune, soak in. Just then I hear a voice bring me out of my trance. You wouldn't happen to be Countess Culpepper, would you? I don't know if this is a dude or a chick. Ah, yes, that would be me. I'm not completely used to be calling Countess Culpepper, but it does go to show how Everly did his job without fail once again. The lady before me beams and gives me a curtsy. Oh my, it is an honor to finally meet you. I've been hearing so much about you these days. I had not a sliver of an idea that Earl Culpepper had a sister. I suppose the world is truly a small place. You know my brother and how secretive he likes to be. The fact that he had a sister was known only to him and his immediate family for a good long while. Oh, indeed. He is a secretive man. The lady flips her fan open and uses it as a prop to conceal her lips. Wait. Like this. I love having my fan nearby to do stuff with this. Say, would you care to grab some tea with me, Countess? Immediately inviting me for tea without first introducing herself. I understand the rumors have caused excitement, but how rude of her. Despite my inner qualms, I respond with a strained smile. Oh, about that. I hope you'll accept my sincere apologies, as I will not be able to accompany you. She chuckles, waving her hand. Not to worry. I am content with simply meeting you. Let us continue another time, shall we? Let's. I give her a nod and a smile in response. We wave to each other before parting ways. When I see that she's completely out of sight and talking to other guests, I turn to Everly, intending to dive right into business. I've done my research on some participants as well, but it would be good to check in with Everly. I take it you have gathered information about relevant people present at this party? Relevant people present at this party. That's a lot of pop. Everly nods. Whom do you wish to know more about? Oh, that is a long hair. You remind me of that Irish guy on TikTok for some reason. I watch a lot of his thirst traps, not gonna lie. Not even gonna fake it. Is that your only fan, Reaper? I don't know. Are you guys my fans? Are you guys my fans? You guys can be my fans too. I don't know if that's what you were meaning, Tompy, but I'm gonna take it that way. I'm being a dumbass. I suppose we should start with the host of the party, Earl Darlington, as he's the one who's going to be robbed next according to the Phantom Menace. He seems to enjoy being the center of attention anyway.
With this big party to show off his luxuries, it's really no wonder the Phantom Menace has chosen this place as his next target.
For anybody who wants to play Otomes, I cannot stress enough that you should wear headphones. You should wear headphones when you're playing Otome games, especially if they're voiced, because my heart. After all, the Phantom Menace does seem to have a penchant for targeting nobles of Earl Darlington's character. Indeed. I could definitely start by investigating Earl Darlington as the Phantom Menace's target, but I'm sure there are other people as well. Investigate Darlington further, continue asking about other people. Let's ask about other people. What do you know about the others? For example, Lord Marsden. Ah, Lord Marsden, a dashing gentleman. I let out a scoff. That is one of the most base observations I have heard in quite a while. Oh, what were you able to gather about him then? Something absolutely profound, correct? Who do you take me for? A mind-reading goddess? I know just as much as the next person, unfortunately. It's quite bothersome how little information we have about him. Arguably, though, it's the very fact that there is not much known about him that makes him somewhat worth taking note of. Are you taken by his ever-so-mysterious air? If anything, I find that rather suspicious, don't you? He is definitely worth investigating for that reason. Blue, I have a thing for blue characters, I'm not gonna fucking lie. Oh, good evening, Tompy. Sleep well. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out with me. Go get some rest. You deserve it. Upon hearing Everly's agreement, I take a look around the room, trying to find what I know to be a handsome man with black hair. As I'm looking, my eye catches the sight of many women crowding around one person, all vying for a chance to be near whoever was in the center. I turn back to Everly to confirm that the poor person surrounded by the many women is indeed the one we are discussing. That's Lord Marsden, I take it? It seems so. What do you plan to do, my lady? Investigate Lord Marsden, or I can stay with Everly. You know, in an attempt to not romance the butler again. Let's go check out Blue Boy. Let's go check out Lord Marsden. I turn my gaze towards the gentleman in black and blue. He's the one who catches my interest the most. It's easy to see why he's surrounded by women. His attire is impeccable and his face is quite attractive. But that's most definitely not what has piqued my interest. If what Everly had told me is correct, there isn't a lot of information about him. At least not from before he was about 8 years old. Zero information on him for such a long period of time. It's certainly odd. Oh, we blushed for a moment. The gentleman's eyes suddenly meet mine, and I look to the side, feeling a bit ashamed he caught me staring. I peek at him again, hoping he isn't looking in my direction anymore. To my surprise, he's walking towards me, leaving all those desperate ladies behind. I steady myself. I must not allow myself to look undignified if I want to get information out of this guest. The man arrives in front of me, a smirk on his face that seems all too prideful and turns me off immediately. Yet, for the sake of my image, I avoid showing my dislike of it.
My lady?
Also a really good voice. But I don't know if it's Everly. I don't know if it's on Everly level. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna romance the butler again! Have you ever played Hellblade? The voices sounds like it comes from my mind very good with headphones. I have not. But I have not, but that seems like cool. I love good voice acting. I'm just a sucker for good voice acting. Hello, Lord Marsden. I look over to my butler. Everly, would you be so kind as to introduce us? Of course. Sir, allow me to present Countess Noelle Culpepper. Ah, Lady Culpepper. It is such a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Lord Cassius Marsden. I offer him my hand, and he plants a delicate kiss on my knuckles. Indeed, I was hoping I could get a chance to speak with you. Lord Marsden raises his gaze, that cocky grin returning to his face. It displeases me, but I manage to remain serious.
Oh.
Is that so? Well, I suppose I've arrived at the most opportune time, then. He offers me a hand. I notice that Everly has already left my side. I look to the side and see him further away, giving me a nod. How dare you, Everly? I didn't ask to be left alone with him. Lady Culpepper, may I have this dance? I turn my head back towards the gentleman before me. Right, a dance. I can handle that. I suppose we can speak as we waltz? Yes, you may. I take his hand and the gentleman leads me to where the other couples are dancing. He places a gentle hand on my back and the touch makes me flinch slightly. It hasn't been too long since I learned to dance with the help of Everly, and I dearly hope those classes will suffice. I can't afford to make a fool of myself. Say, Lady Culpepper, I haven't heard of you before. Believe me when I say that I'm most acquainted with everyone in this room. However, your last name is familiar. Do you have any relatives I may know about? Well, yes, in fact. I do my best to remain calm as I tell the lie I've prepared for such a question. Earl Culpepper is my brother. My family lives in a more rural area. They're a tad different from other such houses, and my brother's certainly not fond of balls. And so this is the first event of this kind I've been able to attend. I see. He speaks with a melodic voice, that charming expression still on his face. I would love to visit someday if you would give me the chance. The city is fine, but a bit of quiet every once in a while would be enjoyable. I raise my eyebrows in surprise. I would have thought all of the attendees of this ball would be the sociable types and that love being in the city, spending time with other people. I'm not sure if my family would be open to visits, but maybe I could convince them. Regardless, I agree that the city can be a bit overwhelming at times. I do a smooth twirl along the rhythm of the waltz and swiftly put my hand on Marsden's shoulder once more. Back to the previous topic, though. I have to admit that I also don't know much about you. I've done my research about the attendees, of course, but there wasn't a lot when it came to Lord Cassius Marsden. The gentleman's smile shrinks for a brief moment, and he looks elsewhere. I get told that often. You see, my family's a bit secretive about me. For the longest time, they didn't want gossip about me going around, especially not during my childhood. How so? I had been ill for the longest time, until I was 8 years old or so. Therefore, my parents became very protective of me and didn't allow me to make public appearances until I was healthy again. By now, his expression has soured further, though he seems more bored than sad. He tells the story as if he has spoken about it too many times. I'm sorry to hear about your illness. Please, don't be. That's all in the past now, and I would rather not discuss it any further. I ain't fair. That's fucking fair. At the very least, that seems to explain the lack of information about him, and his story mostly matches what Everly has told me. It seems, however, that I shouldn't push the conversation in the direction of his childhood illness, lest I make him too uncomfortable to be of any help in my investigation. So, if I may change the subject, Lady Culpepper, I have to say that your dress is absolutely stunning. His compliment takes me by surprise, yet I don't dislike it. In fact, it brings a small smile to my face. What? When Everly complimented us, you were like, whatever. But this dude oh, fuck. I'm standing up for Everly. Rip. Rip the run, everyone. We are romancing the butler again. God damn it. I'm not used to wearing these gowns, despite a part of me longing to try. They're beautiful, but so impractical. Yet I'm starting to think I do enjoy being seen as pretty. And I suppose that being told so by such a handsome gentleman isn't that bad? Oh, what am I thinking? It's not the time for such thoughts. You are too kind, thank you.
And its beauty is only surpassed by that of the wearer.
That is such a line! That is such a fucking line! I feel my face heat up at that. Aren't his compliments a bit too forward? I almost miss a step in the dance, but I quickly compose myself. Lord Marsden, however, seems pleased with himself as he confidently raises his eyebrow. He's doing it on purpose. A bit upset, or maybe just embarrassed, I try to step on his foot lightly in revenge for making me lose my cool. However, Lord Marsden is able to turn every attempt into a smooth movement. I just can't win. With another spin, I suddenly become aware that people around the dancing area are staring at us. Ladies who earlier swooned over Lord Marsden now look positively displeased. While a part of me has been enjoying the dance, even despite the teasing, I despise having all of that attention on myself. I feel Lord Marsden give my hand a squeeze, which makes me turn to him again. He still has a smile on his face, yet I notice it's different from his earlier one. His current expression doesn't look as if it's put on for show. It's almost reassuring. I try to calm myself down. We have to get through this dance if I want to be able to ask more about him. In an attempt to ignore my surroundings, I focus on the man before me, thinking of what to ask next. Suddenly, I notice something that piques my interest. On Lord Marsden's attire, a boutonniere of small flowers stands out at me. I must admit, your suit is very beautiful as well. I'm glad it's to your liking. I especially like the boutonniere you have. His eyes seem to glisten at my words. One would think that they made him happier than the compliment about his suit.
Thank you.
Why, thank you, my lady. I actually had a hand in making it myself. These are coriander flowers. Would you happen to know their meaning? Sadly, I do not. Admittedly, until now, I didn't know flowers like those could carry any meaning.
A shame.
I'm quite fond of the language of flowers. Flowers. Don't the calling cards of the Phantom Menace have flowers drawn on them? Then again, flowers are rather common everywhere. Will you tell me what they mean? Lord Marsden looks pensive for a few seconds. He spins me around, and once we're back together, he speaks. I think it'll be more fun if I leave it for a secret for now. Huh? You cannot leave a lady just wondering like that. I'm sure you'll find out in due time. You look like the sort of person that enjoys a mystery. I frown a bit. He isn't wrong about it, really. I do want to know more, now that he's put it as a challenge. You really are a tease, aren't you? Maybe I am. He chuckles under his breath, and I can't stay upset at him for too long. Perhaps the flowers aren't that important after all. I don't know, I'm gonna keep it in the back of my mind, though. The music finally comes to an end, and we move on to our ending positions, bowing and curtsying. I see several bachelorettes looking at us, or rather at Lord Marsden. And yet, when I look back at him, his eyes are fixed on me.
My lady?
Lady Culpepper, would you like to join me in the garden? I think it would be good for us to get a breath of fresh air, away from the others. I feel my cheeks blush again. I'm unsure what his intentions are, but the fact that he wants to continue spending time with me when there's so many ladies waiting for him is a bit flattering. And in the garden, too. Away from prying eyes. Oh, what am I thinking? I do wonder if it may be because he noticed my discomfort at being surrounded by so many people. Nevertheless, I should still try to investigate, even if I would love to take a break. But what if this leads me to the clue I need? Lord Marsden awaits my answer. I don't know, 'cause now, oh, okay. He seemed like a flirt. I mean, he probably kind of still is, but there does seem to be a sense of genuineness to him. A garden rendezvous is also always fun. I have to try it one day. I will. I'll add it to my list. It's a long list, though, I'll be honest. Oh, I could probably play it by myself, though, I see. You have a fancy new laptop to play beastie games on now, Don? When'd you get that? They used ASMR mics for those voices, so it sound just goes right to your mind, especially if you're wearing headphones. That makes sense. Oh, no worries, Icy. We totally understand you. You're good. I don't know. I was trying to read chat to be like, yo, I'll come back with the answer after I talk to chat, but I haven't. Do I want to romance Everly, though? Or do I want to try this guy? Everly's looks are not it for me, though. That's the only thing. His voice is top tier. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to the garden. Let's do it. Garden rendezvous. I slightly nod my head. It would be my pleasure, my lord. His face brightens up with my response, and he offers me a hand. Excellent. Shall we? I take his hand, though this time I feel a bit more bashful, aware that we're being watched. Lord Marsden leads me towards the garden, and I can still feel the envious stares of several bachelorettes on my back. Oh, look at this pretty background! When we step into the garden, I feel relief wash over me. The music is but a faraway melody, and the attendees aren't in sight anymore. Want to do that over on Twitch. The air around us feels fresh from the light rain that has passed, and the soft petrichor is pleasant in comparison to the usual smell of smog from the city. The garden has a fine stone path, surrounded by an astounding variety of flowers. Maybe he'll tell me about the fucking flowers! I don't recognize all of them, but I can say for certain that they're beautiful and very well taken care of. Next to me, Lord Marsden lets out a pleased sigh.
How are you feeling, milady?
Actually, you know, the voice is actually growing on me. Fuck! I don't know! I don't think I've been this torn before. Me? Is there anyone else out here I could ask? That is true, though I'm still a bit surprised by the question. I'm alright, even more so now that we left the crowd. I'm glad to hear so. Was that your plan? What do you mean? It felt a bit self-centered to ask if he brought me outside because he had noticed my discomfort. I looked to the side, a bit embarrassed. I did notice you tensing up earlier upon seeing everyone's watchful gazes. I assumed going outside for a break would be good. It's as if he's read my mind. Though I have to admit it wasn't purely for selfless reasons. I too wanted to have a bit of rest away from the crowd. Do you also feel uncomfortable in places so filled with people? Not always. Sometimes it's more exhausting than others, but most of the time it depends on the people. I take it you feel this way more often? I suppose you could say that. As I have told you, this is my first event of this kind. I don't usually go out of my house unless I have to, but as a countess, I have some responsibilities. In truth, most of my responsibilities stem from being the Queen's watchdog. I'm not going to disclose that. Frankly, if it were up to me, I would not go out. These grand balls are but a mere excuse to mingle and discuss superficialities.
And yet there you were in the ballroom, dancing with a stranger, talking about the mundane.
Look. Just because it's mundane doesn't mean I can't do it. I never expressed being content with it. Have you not? I had thought we shared a pleasant time dancing together. I suppose it is my duty now to help make you leave this place with a smile. Wouldn't want your first memory of a ball to be unpleasant now, would we? Despite the cool wind in the garden, I feel my face burning. Lord Marsden chuckles and looks away. But I understand what you mean in a way. These balls are a show of wealth, an occasion to parade your new attire, which there's nothing wrong with that, to be fair. Well, the wealth part maybe, but to like wear new clothing, there's times that we kind of need to do that. And the people here are usually not the kind I most enjoy being around. Okay, now the fakeness, we could do without the fakeness, not gonna lie. Is that so? To me, it seemed like you fared pretty well around those other ladies. What can I say? I'm good at pretending. That's an interesting thing to say. So many people approach me at these events, but I know already they don't care about me as a person. They care about the image I portray. When I think about it, it must be hard to have to forever act a certain way in order not to ruin one's image. Most nobles put appearances first, so how could one allow themselves to be genuine when one misstep could be one's undoing? I guess I'm no stranger to presenting a false image myself, either, even if I don't share the same motivations. I'm still trying to keep myself from being judged by living as a man, after all, even if that persona of mine may not be my most honest self either.
My lady?
What about you, my lady? His words take me out of my thoughts. I don't think you ever made clear why you approached me. You see, I gather my wits and face him directly. I'm looking for someone, and I thought that you could have some information about them.
Oh.
Is that so? I may have gotten a bit distracted in our dance, so I didn't mention it directly. I apologize for being such a distraction. Do tell me what I can help you with. Have you heard of the Phantom Menace? Lord Marsden's eyes widen in surprise for a moment, but he soon returns to a calm expression. Everyone has heard of him. He has become quite the notorious figure, hasn't he? Indeed. But why are you looking for him? I shall keep that a secret. Lord Marsden looks away for a moment, thoughtful. It's only fair after I kept the meaning of these flowers a secret, It's all right. I enjoy a mystery. Do you perhaps have any suspicions on who may be behind the thefts? I'm afraid not, milady. Despite my opinion of most people here, none of them seem particularly suspicious. He truly doesn't seem to have a lot of information. Have I made a mistake? Ask further, change the subject. Let's change the subject. I feel like we could find information out in a roundabout way, maybe? You got it? You got the new computer like a month ago, Don? Hell yeah. Games are much more shinier when you have the right tech. Yeah. Looks at my baby. I know. Change the subject. I think it's not worth it to ask more. Maybe I should have spoken to someone else about it. However, I have to admit that I'm enjoying Lord Marsden's presence so far, even if it isn't aiding me much in my investigation. Is it wrong that I might want to ignore the mission for a little while longer? Say, Lady Culpepper. Do you have any favorite flowers? Huh? That was an unexpected question. If it's him, and I see the flower we like at the next place, I'm gonna know shit. I'm gonna fucking know. I haven't really thought about it much, really. I don't often receive flowers either, so I haven't had any reason to think about my favorites.
Oh.
Truly. I'm in disbelief that no one would want to give flowers to a beautiful lady such as yourself. He's back at it with the compliments. He can't keep making me feel like this. Well, since you don't have a favorite flower, what do you say we look around this garden and you tell me if you see any you like? I mentioned I'm fond of the language of flowers, correct? I could tell you their meanings if you'd be willing to listen. That does sound nice. He seems to be very fond of flowers. It could be interesting to learn more of them. It could, because it could be a part of the investigation. I don't know. I don't know who I'm leaning towards. I'm worried this will take too much of my time, though. No, I'm doing it. I'm accepting his offer. I'm doing it. I want to know the flowers. I suppose I can still spare a few minutes. It shouldn't be too bad. Can I? I'm trying to snooze the ads for as long as possible, y'all. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Lord Marsden's eyes sparkled just like when I mentioned his boutonniere. It's sort of charming, actually. Excellent. Shall we? The gentleman offers me his arm, and I gently take it. He feels warm to the touch, and I feel a tad embarrassed to be focusing so much on that fact. We walk alongside the stone path, and we stop from time to time so I can look at specific flowers. These are quite beautiful. What are they called? Ah, they are beautiful indeed. These are camellias. In flower language, I believe they mean, my destiny is in your hands. Keeping that in the old noggin. Wow, that's quite the meaning for such a small flower. Lord Marsden chuckles. Many flowers have meanings such as that, but others have far simpler ones. He points to some light purple flowers close by. See those? Those are, Michaelmas daisies, I believe? They simply mean farewell. Oh, that sounds a tad sad. You have seen nothing when it comes to sad meanings. The gentleman looks around before pointing at a group of lavenders. I actually recognize those. Lavender, a beautiful flower that symbolizes mistrust. Mistrust? Oh, how did the poor flower end up with such a meaning? I'm afraid I don't know that much, though you are making me wish to find out. We continue walking for a bit until I see some flowers of many colors that pique my interest. They're truly beautiful, but the pink ones must definitely be my favorite. Lord Marsden seems to notice my interest as he begins to speak again. Do you like those, milady? Those are carnations, and their meaning varies depending on the color. Oh, is that so? What do the pink ones mean? I think those are the prettiest. Those mean, I will never forget you. Oh. That's actually sort of beautiful. Indeed, milady. You have good taste. I think these may be my favorites after all, though chrysanthemums are still a strong contender. I'm glad I could help you find flowers that you like. Say, my lord, when did you become so interested in flower language? It's not too interesting a story, truly. Still, I think I would like to know. Well, if the lady wishes to know, I must comply. When I was a child, I used to take some time to speak to a florist every once in a while. She wasn't rich by any means, but she usually seemed happy. I enjoyed chatting with her. I hope she liked to talk to me as well, even if I was a bit of an annoying child. She would help customers create bouquets that conveyed a message. Many of them were of love, she'd tell me, but there was so much more to say through them. From time to time, she would get the chance to use flowers to convey a message of pure hate or warn someone of a traitor. I found it amazing that you could say so much with a bouquet, so I wanted to learn more. I did my own research, but I still asked her to teach me what she knew. And look at me now. I listened to his words carefully, not daring to interrupt him. His smile is the sweetest I have seen thus far, and he has a nostalgic look in his eyes. It's clear that he holds these memories dear, and I can see how flowers mean a lot to him. Though I do wonder how a noble child that had been sick for so long was allowed to chat with a florist that many times. Do you still talk to that florist? Some of the joy in his eyes fades. Aw, she's passed away. Oh, no. Okay, not yet. Okay, sorry. I thought that would be it. I do not. I don't really know much of her whereabouts either. I only wish she's still well and smiling. That's a shame. I would have loved to meet her. She was, I'm sure she still is, a sweet lady. If the chance ever comes, I would love to introduce you. Maybe I could even buy a bouquet from her for you. I blush at the thought of being given a bouquet by Lord Marsden. I've never been gifted flowers, and someone who cares so much about their meaning would surely make them all the more special. I haven't gotten a lot of flowers in my life. I got one bouquet of roses from my first ever boyfriend. And that was it. I mean, I've gotten flowers from like family and stuff, but in a romantic sense, I don't get flowers. Maybe I'll go buy myself some flowers tomorrow. Flowers are nice, I'm not gonna lie. Flowers are really nice. It would be so wonderful to receive such a gift. I hope the chance comes. We start making our way back through the path when I notice a bush with flowers that seems somewhat familiar. I reach towards them to have a closer look and confirm their similarities. Indeed, this seems to be the flower that's drawn on the Phantom Menace's calling card! Reaper, big brain, getting some deets, let's go! Hey, Marsden, sweetie, you want to tell me what these flowers mean? That would be great! Beware. Uh-huh. Those are oleander flowers. They mean beware. Oh, thank you. I suppose that seems fitting for the message in the card. Though thinking about it, Why does the calling card contain a flower? I take a look at Lord Marsden, who's simply smiling at me. Is there a chance he's the Phantom Menace? But my thoughts are interrupted by a voice from the inside calling everyone for supper. Ah, we should probably go.
My lady?
Don't mind me, milady. Please go ahead. I'll stay here observing the garden a bit longer. That's suspicious, buddy. But my lord, isn't it a bit rude to be late for supper? I'm aware, but I don't mind being seen as a bit scandalous. When I'm about to speak again, I'm cut off once more, this time by Everly opening the door to the garden. Here you are. It's time for supper. Ah, Everly, thank you. I'm on my way. Is the Lord not coming? Lord Marsden shakes his head. I'll attend in a few minutes. Let's get going, Everly. With that, both my butler and I make our way inside. I take one last look at Lord Marsden before the door closes again. Ooh! Ooh! How sus! How sus we thinking Marsden? I mean, I'm not falling for him now or anything, but how sussy? How was sussy? We think it's sus? Is it a sus moment? Oh, I cannot pause the ads this time. Twitch, you might get some ads in a minute. He kind of sussy. Aw, Mudkey, thank you for the roses in chat. Oh, that was really sweet, Mudkey. Thank you, that was really sweet. I don't know how long, I don't know if we'll be out of this ball or if the game is surrounded by the ball. Let's go on a little more. I want a little more information. I feel very like I'm connecting some dots. I'm connecting the dots. You haven't connected shit. I've connected them. Once again, top tier meme for me. I like that one a lot. I make that joke way too many times, by the way. I'm so sorry. Once inside, Everly continues to lead me towards the dining area, but I stop him in place just in front of the door. Everly, I believe we must act now. He looks surprised for a second, but then merely nods. Where shall we go? I need you to make an excuse for me in the dining area so our absence doesn't cause suspicion. I'm going to stop the Phantom Menace myself. Everly seems doubtful.
Dear?
Are you sure, dear? Yes. Please do not worry about me. I doubt he'll put up a fight against me. At least if it's who I think he wouldn't. Or so I hope. I take a deep breath. It's now or never. I quickly walk towards the staircase in the ballroom. The place is almost empty this time. At the bottom of it, I see something green. Leaves, it seems. I recognize them. They're the same plants as in Lord Marsden's boutonniere. I rush up the stairs as best as my dress will allow me. I'm sure if I had more practice with running in this outfit, I would be able to go faster. When I arrive at the second floor, I realize I'm unsure of where exactly to look. Luckily for me, the room is anything but inconspicuous. 2 guards lie unconscious in front of one of the doors, and I know that must be the place. I crouch as low as my dress will allow me and check their pulses. They're still breathing, and upon further inspection, they don't seem heavily injured. After slowly standing up, I prepare myself for what lies inside. I take the handle in my hand and open the door. When I cross the door, I met with the most tidy study. On the table lies an intricate jewelry box with its glass lid shattered. And most noticeable of all, I am a genius! I am so good! I am so good! I am never this good. Okay, I will be honest. I don't know why I felt like to go with him. Like, I don't know why I danced with him in the first place. But the garden And the flowers, well, okay, definitely the flowers. The garden was like a 50-50, maybe it would help me. But the learning about the flowers, that was calculated. That was big brain reaper fucking moment. That was me. Got it. What in the tuxedo mask? Oh my god, that just killed me. I'm over here like, I fucking figured it out. I connect. Oh my god, guys, I actually fucking connected the dots. Unless he's got some fucking twin brother shit. That is him. That is him. I've done it. I'm a genius. And most noticeable of all, a figure is on the windowsill, seemingly ready to make an exit.
So, you've arrived after all, Lady Culpepper.
You son of a bitch. I'm in love with the villain. I'm in love with the villain. Damn it.
Marsden.
Doesn't take much for me to recognize him. The boutonniere on his suit makes it clear. I could not mistake his voice for any other after chatting with him all night.
It's time to put an end to this. Return what you stole immediately.
Oh, her voice. Oh, her voice is so good. Her voice actress is amazing. Oh, that was so good. It's so like sultry without meaning to be. Oh, man. I rushed towards him, but in one swift movement, the phantom gets down from the windowsill. Soon enough, he's in front of me, a gentle hand on my back. I feel a warmth similar to the one from when we danced, but this time I can feel my heart racing.
Well, now, Lady Culpepper, did you not know it's rude to be late for supper?
I could say the same for you. He speaks in a low voice so only I can hear him, but I don't care about volume at a time like this.
You'll want to speak. Stop playing games, Phantom, and return the item.
Oh, she's so hot.
This little ring. Please, milady, do you think such a thing would be worth that much to Lord Darlington?
With his free hand, he shows a golden signet ring with an emerald in the middle, carved with the coat of arms of the Darlington family. I reach for it, but as soon as he sees me move, he closes his hand, securing the ring in his grasp.
He's a man with coffers full of riches. What is this small loss to him but a drop in the bucket? Instead, why don't you imagine the money this ring could provide to someone who actually needs it?
Who are you going to give it to?
To them, this ring could mean their first proper meal in days, or the first winter they get proper warmth after so long. What can it mean to a man who merely leaves it hidden in a box? Why would he care if it disappears?
I'm taken aback by his statement. Is he stealing not for himself, but for others?
What do you think, milady? Is it worth it to stop me?
My mind is starting to get lost in confusion. I can't fully understand his motivations, and being this close to him is making it, oh, so difficult to think clearly. On the one hand, I don't think stealing is right, yet I do wonder if there's a point to his words. Should I maybe ask him more? Or should I stop thinking and catch him already? After all, this is the perfect chance. I'm gonna ask. Love makes us make stupid decisions, okay? I need to know more before making any decisions.
Why is it you're stealing all these items, Lord Marsden?
Even after all this time, I still don't feel all that connected to the Marsden family.
Did they have a kid and the kid was really sick and the kid died, so they got another kid to like take his place or something so that they would have an heir or whatever?
I have seen both sides of this city, milady. Of course, I've seen and enjoyed the luxury of being a noble for many long years, as have you. Yet, I have experienced the life of the poor as well. It's not easy for them, you know. It wasn't easy for me, either.
Or they just like adopted this kid so that they would have an heir. Oh my god,
While
what?
nobles continue throwing lavish parties and spending their money on any whim or desire, There's a lot of people who could use a fraction of that wealth to feed their families. Of course, it wouldn't do any good to a noble's image to just hand out money. At least, I doubt my parents would like that.
Maybe not. I don't know.
So what's wrong with taking some small items from these nobles who live in ignorance and turning them into something that can serve others?
Stealing isn't the only choice. Why do you care about your image in front of the other nobles that much? If you want to give out your money, just do it.
What an interesting question. Tell me, Lady Culpepper, do you not care about your image as well?
What does he know? That makes me pause for a moment. I can't in good faith say I don't. Not after I have been pretending to be someone else for so long.
Besides, it's not just my image you see, it's my family's. And whether I like it or not, I am indebted to them for the opportunities they have granted me. Nobody can make perfect choices, but at least I'm making a choice.
Even behind his mask, I could see his eyes look at me with strong fervor. There's a lot to consider. It seems his motivations aren't as clear-cut and selfish as I thought. Yet I'm not sure if they're purely selfless either.
So, Lady Culpepper, what is your choice?
I'm gonna be really stupid. I'm gonna be really fucking stupid. Oh, but what's his name is gonna be so mad at me if I just let him go. But maybe we'll get flowers? Oh my god, he's probably gonna send flowers. He'll probably run away and send flowers like, I'll never forget you. Hydrate, thank you. Chat, this is an issue. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm making bad decisions tonight. Tonight we make bad decisions. Tonight we make bad decisions. I'm frozen in place. A part of me desires to stop him, to continue the mission as planned. It's my duty, isn't it? Yet his words still plague my mind. Could there be some truth to what he says? Could his actions yield some good? I'm not certain I can capture him now. Can I judge his crime without knowing the full effects of it? My eyes look deep into his, searching for any kind of answer to all these questions. Something to make me confident in the choice I'm about to make. The Phantom Menace smiles at me and slowly removes his hand from my back. He lifts my hand to his lips and places a soft kiss on my knuckles before pulling away and making his way towards the window. I can only watch as he takes hold of the curtains he has made into a makeshift rope, but he doesn't leave just yet. He turns towards me once more with a gentle expression.
I think a pink carnation would truly be the perfect flower to give you.
My heart skips a beat as I remember what he told me in the garden. I will never forget you. With his words still hanging in the air, I watch the Phantom Menace make his exit from the room and into the night. I approach the windowsill and look down, but he's already disappeared from sight. I failed the mission. I should go tell Everly. Madam, why did you fail the mission? Well, you see, Everly, what had happened was, I danced with him. You left me alone, actually, you left me alone, and I danced with him. And that is when everything went to shit in a handbasket, okay? So, you know, At the end of the day, this is kind of all your fault if you're like, think about it. If you had just stayed with me, this wouldn't have happened in the first place, so think about that next time you leave me alone to my own devices. Bad decision making. Following the Phantom Menace's escape, I make my way to the dining area, feeling a bit ashamed at all the looks I receive for being tardy. I tell Everly that I was too late to stop the Phantom, even if it isn't really the truth. I noticed Lord Marsden joining everyone at supper as well, chatting with other attendees as if nothing had happened. I don't dare look at him through the rest of the evening, lest I start regretting my actions. Once supper is over and everyone is getting back onto the ballroom, Lord Marsden disappears once more. It doesn't take too long for the Phantom Menace to make a dramatic entrance, perched on a balcony with the moonlight glowing behind him. Again, as Mudgeese said, this is a tuxedo mask moment if there ever was one. The guards try to follow him, but he's too fast for any of them. The opportunity to catch him is gone, and so is the stolen treasure. During the following day, I have to explain my failure to the Queen. Her Highness is displeased. Of course she is. But she ultimately gives me her forgiveness. With the Phantom still on the loose, though, my mission is far from over, and I await my next call. In the meantime, I start trying to find out more on my own. It'd be good to be prepared for my next encounter with him. I've picked up a few flower language books as well, but I'm not sure how useful this information will be. I find it fascinating. Perhaps next time we meet, I can surprise him. Wait, it's not done? I'm gonna save? It's not done?
That's hot. That's sexy. Fucking do it.
Jingled Bell, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Wonder if that notification, oh, the notification did pop up. Oh, but it's really low. I can make that bigger later. Jingled Bell, thank you. Welcome, welcome. What brings you over to our end of the Twitchiverse this evening? Oh my god. I thought it was over. It's not over, guys. I'm gonna keep playing. Fuck! Mask or femme, we look fucking good, by the way. The street lights shine through the window and upon my desk. It's another late night of reading through newspapers as I try to find out all the information I can for my next mission. Though to be frank, I would rather not be doing this. This particular job is of little interest to me. I take a sip of my almost empty cup of tea, the warmth of which has almost completely vanished. As I take a hold of the newspaper I was reading, I hear the window to my study open brashly. My, is the wind so strong? I thought Everly had closed it properly. I turn my head towards the source of the noise, getting ready to get up and close the window, but the sight I'm met with leaves me merely frozen in place. Wait, I'm mask form! Shit, I'm mask form! I'm not the Countess! Oh shit. Just like last time, on the windowsill is the most familiar gentleman, donning a white mask and a top hat. How could I forget those eyes, even now? Oh god. Lord Marsden.
My lady?
Did he know? Did he know this entire time? Also, why would you say Lord Marsden? Why would... Am I not that hidden? Maybe I'm assuming I'm much more, like, hidden masculine. Like, hidden in a masculine form than I really am. I guess I'm really not. I guess we're hidden because we never leave the place. Oh my god. Oh my god. Lady Culpepper, I'm ever so glad you haven't forgotten about me. It's then I noticed the bouquet of flowers in his hand. Not just any flowers, I must add. The most delightful pink carnations I have ever seen. My cheeks turned red at the realization that even after all this time, He still remembers our talk back in that garden. I apologize for not sending a letter in advance, but I wanted this heist to be known to you only, milady. Heist? Whatever do you mean? All the Phantom has to do is smile, and I know exactly what his words mean. I suppose my next mission has come a bit earlier than expected, but I don't mind this time. What? I've actually never finished one of these games in a single stream. Oh. Oh. I was really hoping for a kiss or something though. Damn. I'm gonna have to romance the other one. I'm gonna have to romance the other one. Oh my god. Okay. But okay, I was like, oh, was there gonna be like a little cutscene after? But can we just talk about the fact that I got it? I was right? I chose the right person? I knew it? Yes. That's actually a really good length for a YouTube video, so I might cut it there as I do my little outro for them. But oh my god, that was so good. It's a again, Otome Jam was for 1 month. Like, you could have very little things set up in advance before you made your game. So the length is not going to be like super long. And again, many devs use this as an opportunity to make demos for their Otome games. So I think that that was actually quite a good length for a run. Okay, I kind of like that I didn't have to talk to every, okay, a part of me likes that I didn't have to talk to every, like, romantic interest. Like, you could have just stayed with Everly the entire time if you wanted. And they were kind of like, oh, are you interested in this character, without really talking to them? Because sometimes that can feel too long. But at the same time, a part of me is like, I wish I would have gotten a line or two, a small conversation with him and, what was it, Lord Darlington? The other guy that I didn't choose. But again, to finish it in an hour and a half, and that's me reading it, and, you know, taking fucking forever to make comments and whatnot, that's not a bad time. You could easily run this 3 times and go for every romance. I want to pull up, come back to this. Yeah, 3 different routes, 3 different love interests, and 3 different soundtracks. Huh. I wonder if there's so many different choices. If I don't know. Well, I don't know. I loved it. I loved the art. I loved the backgrounds. I loved the characters. I loved the flowers. I was clocking that really early on. I was clocking the message really, really early on. So I was like, flower, connection. And then the boutonniere and things like that. So there's that part of it. But yeah, flex for YouTube. And a cabinet from Jingled Bell, thank you. Oh, but that was so good. Holy shit. I'm kind of still just amazed that I finished it. Give me a second, Twitch. let's say bye to YouTube really quick. If you guys want to say bye to YouTube, I'll do a little outro. Go to full cam. And that was Once Upon an Earl. As I was saying in the comments to Twitch chat, it's a very nice, just like 1 hour, not even 1.5 hours, and that was me reading and commenting and talking to chat and whatnot. Like, that's a good bit for a single run. You could run all three, and that's the thing when it comes to otomes and dating sims and visual novels. I don't run multiple routes because it kind of takes a lot of time, but this game I could run multiple routes and it would be super quick, simple, and I could enjoy every single one. So that's really nice. Kinda like, I love the flowers, and the flowers is really sweet. I am a little disappointed I didn't get a kiss, but you know, that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. Don't worry. That's just me. But the writing was really good. The characters were really good. I loved the art. I loved the backgrounds. The voice acting was amazing. I'm still in love with Everly's voice, I think. Ugh. And I still can't believe I figured it out. Go me. Guys, if you liked this game as well, please go check it out. All of the info in the description box below, as well as all my information. Again, this has been live on Twitch, so if you want to join us later in this month for some more lives, please follow me over there. I'd really appreciate it. And with that, everyone, I hope you have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.